Good morning, student. Let us begin a period with a beautiful thought. Success will never lower its standard to accommodate us. We have to raise our standard to achieve it. I am repeating, success will never lower its standard to accommodate us. We have to raise our standard to achieve it. So, with this thought, let us continue our lesson. We were dealing with Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens means intelligent man or intellectual man. As compared to previous species of human, Homo sapiens are more advanced, they have more developed brains. Hence, the name Homo sapien is given. Now, Homo sapiens could draw pictures on the basis of actual observation as well as imagination. Now, we have seen that human is different from other animal because he has thinking brain. He can think, he can observe, he can imagine. So, on the basis of this advanced brain, he was able to draw, he can observe, and accordingly he can imagine also. So, with this, he had drawn pictures on the caves and rocks. He also made artistic objects. Now, artistic object means using various sort of beads or colorful stone. He was able to prepare the necklaces or the other creative things. He has used all sort of thing available in nature, and using his imagination and his artistic skill, he has prepared various things. That's why he has been named as Homo sapien, that is intelligent man. Now, next, Homo sapiens is a developed brain. He is advanced than previous species. And now, Homo sapien sapien. Sapien means intelligent man, and sapien sapien means more and more intelligent. So, next stage of evolution is Homo sapien sapien. We, the modern human, are Homo sapien sapien. So, next generation, next species of evolution are the modern men. That means you and me. We are Homo sapien sapien. The name given to humans as per their capacity to think developed even further than that of Homo sapien. So we were having more developed brain. So student, you might have observed that always पेरेंट्स ग्रँडपेरेंट्स से की आमचा मुलगा खूपच हुशार आहे किंवा माझी नातू खूपच हुशार आहे, सगळं मोबाईलचं कळतं, सगळं टी व्हीचं कळतं. नाव वाय दिस इज हॅपनिंग? बिकॉज द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन विच इज कमिंग, इट इज हॅव्हिंग मोर अँड मोर डेव्हलप्ड ब्रेन from the previous generation, from your grandparents, their grandparents. The coming generation is more and more advanced related to development of brain. They are having more advanced and developed brain. So we are the Homo sapien sapien. The capacity of their brain and their grasping power also developed further with time. The appearance and health characteristics of human beings indicated their similarity to ancestor. This is known as heredity. So we are now like Homo sapien. From Homo habilis to Neanderthal, there were quite physical traits which change. There was a change in appearance, but from Homo sapien to Homo sapien sapien, we are having certain characteristics similar. So this is called heredity. Genetics is a science that studies heredity. Genetics research show that we have inherited some traits of Neanderthal men, and if study is done, it gives us proof that we have certain traits, certain characteristics which are also similar to Neanderthals, and most of the characteristics are similar to Homo sapien. So we are Homo sapien sapiens, more advanced and more intelligent men. Neanderthal men and Homo sapiens are both ancestor of modern men because some of the traits, some of the characteristic of Neanderthal are also found in us and of Homo sapien. That's why it is said that Homo sapiens and Neanderthal men both are our ancestors. Around 11,000 to 10,000 BC, Homo sapiens sapiens developed the technique of cultivating land and keeping animal. Now, using his brain, using his imagination, he might have observed that when a seed falls on the ground, then it, after rain or when water is given or it gets water, it sprouts, and in this way other tree is developed. So using his imagination, using his skill, he had started cultivation. He was cultivating land and also used some of the animals for his use. He had started keeping the animals, and it was done by Homo sapiens sapien, and this also started about 11,000 to 10,000 BC, that is before Christ. We have already seen the number line timeline. So it is 11,000 to 10,000 year ago when man, that is Homo sapiens sapien, came into existence. Then using his imagination and skills, he started cultivating land. That means he was producing food for himself. Now because he is cultivating land, he need not move from place to place for hunting or for the basic need. He had started cultivation, that means he had started living at one place in group. Because of the well developed capacity to think, the technology improved with time. So according to the need, they have started cultivating the land, and for that they need various type of tools. So according to the need, he has used his brain imagination and then developed more and more tools and other things which are required for cultivation and lifestyle. They began to live more settled life. Now settled life because cultivation is there. When farming is done, cultivation is done, for that time is required, and for that he need to settle in one life. Before, they were living the nomadic life. That means they were moving from place to place for hunting, for food gathering. If season changes, again food is not available, they were moving to other places. But now because he is cultivating, he has to live at one place. And for cultivation, previously also we have seen, they have started living in group, and for such activities he required the groups. Begin to grow food grains in the field. As a result, amount of carbohydrates in the food increased. Now previously, because they were meat eater, they were eating the flesh of the animals and fruits and vegetable, the intake of protein was more. But now as they have started farming, they are cultivating, so here in their diet carbohydrate was taken in much quantity, hence the physical appearance also changed. The changed lifestyle and diet affect their appearance. Their body and face grew smaller than that had been in the earlier generation. So that's why when we see the other species of human, they are more sturdy. Their head is also more bulky as compared to Homo sapiens sapien. The most important reason is the intake of food, the eating habits. Because of carbohydrates intake was more, these changes took place. Previously, the proteins was taken on large quantity because he was eating flesh. This is the picture of Homo sapiens sapien. How they have started living in groups by using their developed advanced brain. They have started building huts using the things which are available in nature. They were keeping animals, various activities they are performing. Homo sapiens sapien reflects the intellectual and cultural rather than the physical. Now, because here the human was using the brain more, their brain intellectual and cultural development was more rather than physical. Now, physical changes had stopped here. Now, from Homo sapiens sapien till today, if we see, there are not much changes in the physical appearance, but in the lifestyle, in the culture, in the rituals which we perform, there is a difference there. Because here now the brain is working, more intelligent man is becoming, he is observing, he is imagining, and accordingly he is changing his lifestyle. Animals basic necessity is food, but modern man is not satisfied with only that basic need. So we also need some other things also. We, beside basic things, that is food and clothing, we also need other thing. Only if the food and clothing is given, we are not satisfied with it. Nowadays you children always get bored, so your basic need is playing. entertainment, your brain gets tired quickly, so you always say bore hota hai, now I am getting bored. So you need continuously the changing, your brain needs activities, different kind of activities, so the needs of the man are changing. Through their efforts to enrich their life using the creativity, intelligence, and skills, human beings acquired a culture and continued to develop it. Now, from Homo sapiens sapiens till today, there is a vast difference. Continuously, the culture is changing. Now, culture is also affected by the geographical factors. If we just take into look our country, India, from north to south, the cultures are continuously changing, and the basic reason is the geographical condition. Whatever seasons we are having, whatever agriculture outcomes are there, whatever food available, accordingly the basic festivals and rituals are performed. So these are the things which came into humans life. The technology and cultural progress achieved by modern human after the beginning of agriculture and domestication of animals has been extremely rapid. So now technological. He has started making tools. That means again it is a technology. For agriculture, he might have needed various type of tools. He was developing it. Further, the agricultural, then cultural, various progress was taking place, and according to his needs, he was developing the technology. So, beginning of agriculture and domestication of animal has been extremely rapid. It was used very rapidly and continuously changes were made in it. But still children, when we say here rapidly, still it is not within a day, decades or century. But as compared to previous changes, this change is bit rapid. Now here proneness means manual ability. So his manual physical ability we are talking about, because of the development of brain, now the physical activities are not much, he is using brain. So previously he might be just dependent on the fruits, vegetables readily available, or the animals which we can hunt. And then he has developed his brain, he has made tools, and he was using the physical activities, he was using his skills to kill the animal, to hunt the animal. And as the brain is developing more and more, physical activities are getting lesser and lesser. Even today we observe that your parents and grandparents might be saying ki in our childhood we used to walk for miles, we used to do cycling and all sort of physical activity. But nowadays if we observe the kids, they are using their brain more than the other physical activities. So this is the life of human, continuously it is changing and his brain is developing more and more. So in this picture you can see the evolution of human from ape to Homo sapiens sapien. The first picture is the Homo habilis, erectus, Neanderthal, then sapiens and sapiens sapien. In this way, there was a change in the appearance. Here we can clearly make out the changes. As compared to Homo sapiens and that is Neanderthals and sapiens sapien, there is a bit difference. And if we compare the Homo sapiens sapien, we are also quite similar to them. So the characteristic of Homo sapiens sapien are from the Homo sapiens. We today modern man, we are the Homo sapiens sapiens. Now students, go through the textbook, read it carefully. In next period we will deal with question answers. Thank you.